Yeah. What's going on, everybody? And we're live and in living color with another Smackdown review with Shay, who is very special tonight because she was there live last night at Smackdown, so she got to see it all in live in good color and glory. Um, she even got to see Jay, which I'm kind of jealous of because Jay, I wanted to see Jay at Survivor Series, but never got to see him. Huh. So she got to experience that. But um, I got a little ahead of myself here because I just revealed that Jay was on the show, but I don't. You want to know why he was on the show? So they kicked off with the Bloodline, and with Solo Sokoa coming out and saying that Jay, not Jay, but that he was the one and only tribal chief, the true tribal chief, and that they can't handle. There's nothing they could do about it. There's nothing that Jimmy could do about it. Nothing that Roman could do about it. And they even tried to go get Jay from Monday Night Raw, and he didn't want nothing to do with it. So basically, there was nobody. He said nobody there could stop him, but he will give Roman to the end of the night to come out and acknowledge him. And that's when we get Jay. Jay will come out to confront his little brother and tell him that he was doing this the wrong way. He was going about this the wrong way. That getting getting Jacob and all them, or doing it the way he was doing it, was dividing the family, and that he needed to do it the right way. If he want to take down Roman, fine, because he's not going to sit here and say don't have issues with Roman. He do got issues with Roman, and you want to stop his power, fine, but do it the right way. You know, you can't just take the Ulafala. The Ulafala has to be given and it has to be earned. And Solo was just, laugh when I was saying that that not to call him not to call him the little brother, that he is the tribal chief now, and that he's not trying to divide the family, he's trying to unite the family. And Jay would say, well, if that's true, why would you do it with them? Why would you do it with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa and Jacob Fatu? There was a reason why we stayed away from them. And then I like how he just turned, and then he keeps looking at me like that. I'm gonna knock his butt out. He didn't really say but you know what I mean. He said, I'm gonna knock his butt out. And they would look like they was getting to each other's face to get ready to fight. But then Solo was like, no. He held back Jacob. And he was like, no, forget all that. I ain't come here for all that. He said, the next time I see you, it's gonna be different. And nobody knew what he meant by that, but what's up, Nico? How y'all how you doing, man? How you doing? And yeah, it was a good segment. It really was a good segment.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
But yeah, so he said things was gonna be different, and then that was it. That was the end of the set. Oh, he asked, so I forgot. Solo did ask Jay, was he in or out? But Jay never really answered the question. Um, and then that was pretty much it. And then that's also, yeah, when we got the whole little ultimatum by Roman Reigns for the end of the night. But I'm gonna turn it over. To me, it was a good moment. But I'm gonna turn it over to Shay. What was it like seeing that live?
You know what? I was already on edge because I didn't get there early enough to see the, superstars or whatever. So when I got there, I was like, okay, Solo, but to kick it off. Because, they told you, hey, this is about to happen. They about to start it. And that's when Solo came out. So I'm like, okay, we're live, right? So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
thinking in my head, Solo talking. And that boy, he just do be saying some funny stuff. Because he was just talking. And I'm like, okay, Solo about to get interrupted. Because I thought Roman was about to come out. When I heard it's just me, oof, boy, when I tell you, I jumped up so fast and I was yeeting till my soul came out of my body. When I was eating so hard, I really thought that I had to go use the bathroom. Like that's how much like everybody was turned. Like the even before Jay even was gonna come out, we didn't know that. You know, it was so shocking. I
Mm-hmm.
saw the cover, like, like the curtain. He came out the curtain. I was like, oh my God. He was going through the aisle. So I was like, oh my God, that's Jay. So everybody just started going hard because we was chanting the whole show way before it was time. We was just chanting Yeet all day. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
he probably heard it. Man, let me go out there. But that segment was Chef's Kiss. He told Jay, just go ahead and go up there because you look like he knew that he was going to go up there on the top rope. That jump was
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. He was like, he's like, oh yeah, just go ahead, just go ahead and do it. He just went over to the other side of the
He was
rope
like, just go ahead.
and just
That
held his
jump,
face like, oh my God.
that jump
He
was
said, you over here, yeet,
hilarious.
yeet, yeet. He said, no yeet.
No, you. That
No
jump was
yeet.
so funny. Solo was kind of funny, like this episode. He was really funny though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He
But he
looked
said he gonna have the
he
knowledge.
actually looked as strong for the first time. Like he actually looked like finally they got it right and they started to make him look like an actual threat.
Yes, that jump was funny. When he said
I'm
he
like,
was
I
gonna
guess
knock some mouth out, I'm like, what? Like I
I'm
was like,
like
what?
better late than never.
Yeah, they had to.
All right. Uh I know that y'all was going for the Street Profits, but yeah, then we get to the first match of the night, which is the Street Profits versus DIY versus Pretty Deadly. This is a number one tag team number one contenders like gauntlet match where just like they doing on Monday Night Raw, where they got all the teams fighting, and then the next two teams that's gonna fight, whoever wins out of that will be the number one contender to the Bloodlines or Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa's WWE Tag Team Championships. Um, this was a pretty good match. I ain't gonna lie. This was pretty good. This was pretty good. I enjoyed. I know, like I said, I know the crowd was going crazy for the Street Profits. Half of the people's entrance was done in just from my point of view to you, Shay. Most of the interest for this match, I know you got to see all the entrances, but most of it was done on commercial break.
Yes, yes.
Because I think for me, yeah, for me, like when it came back for commercial break, it was in the middle of the Street Profits intro, and they was like already halfway, like almost to the ring. So I'm like, dang, we didn't get to see DIY or Pretty Deadlies. Um, no, or did we get to see DIY? I can't remember.
I
I
no,
don't know.
you see. I think I think you seen DIYs and Pretty Deadly because they had the ball coming down, and that jump was hilarious. They had the ball twirling, the disco ball. Yeah,
No,
you probably did.
no, I don't know. No, I know I didn't get to see Pretty Deadlies
Okay.
from watching on TV, but I know I saw. We might have seen DIYs in the Street Profits, but anyway, it was a good tag team match. I liked it. They had some great spots. Of course, Montez Ford and them, Angel Dawkins, they always doing something crazy and spectacular. Um, the ending was a little bit controversial at first because I had forgot it was a triple threat tag team match. So when the Street Profits, I think Montez Ford and DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, panned Pretty Deadly, I'm like, oh, they both was the winners, right? So then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. There's only one member of each team, and I forgot to do on Pretty Deadly tagged itself out that Montez Ford pinned, and the other dude with the dark hair was the legal competitor. So
Right.
therefore, I was like, when they did that, I'm like, oh, I thought they were gonna say it's like a controversial, and we're gonna get a triple threat match anyway, just to determine who's will be the number one contender. But then I'm like, oh, once he said what really happened, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize, I forgot about that. I didn't realize, dude was it the legal competitor until they did like the replays. And I'm like, yeah, he was a legal competitor, so therefore DIY is a winner. Um, but before we get into some backstage promos, Jay, what did you think about that match? Especially since you was there live.
That jump was lit. Like they was flipping, they was doing all the what Street Profits do. I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted the Street Profits to win because I feel like they deserve it. DLI do too, but I just felt like Street Profits they needed that since they lost, with the triple like the remember when they had fight with the belts and stuff like 2 3 weeks ago. They needed
Mm-hmm.
that win. Like they needed it. Now I feel bad because like I don't want them to split them up, but they needed that win. But that was a good match though. On the low, it was really good.
Yeah, yeah. They definitely needed that win. And yeah, it was a good match. A good match. Now I know, like because I've been to enough live events, I know they sold you like the backstage set and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, but that's the thing about it. That's why I didn't like. People were OTC, OTC the whole time, so I had to go back and watch what Roman and Jimmy was talking about because I couldn't hear.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's like the only difference. Like you said, like when you're in the crowd in the arena, it's hard to hear what they said because they just chanting so loud. But this one in particular is the one where Jimmy and Roman gets to the arena and runs to Jay. By the way, happy birthday, Nico. I didn't forget. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Um, but yeah, this is where Roman and them get to the building. They run into Jay. And for some reason, it was weird because I'm like, why is Jay smiling at Jimmy like they cool now? So he was like, what is happening? And Jay was smiling like he was about to like he was cool now with his brother, but then all of a sudden he saw Roman and was just like, man, whatever. And then Roman grabbed him and was like, hold up. He said he looked at the Intercontinental Championship. He said, "We proud of you. We all are." Jay looked at Roman, thought he muled it over for a minute of what he just said, and he was like, "Man, no yeet," and then walked away. I'm like, "Oh well, that's Roman. That's gonna take a lot of time to mend that fence. You did a lot of stuff to that boy."
Yep.
Um, And then we get Nia Jax. So apparently, to set this promo up, there's going to be a tag team match. That tag team match still happened, but we was told that there was a little bit of a something going on because the tag team match was apparently supposed to be Bailey and Naomi versus Nia Jax and Tiffany. But there was a little bit of something going on here. Chris, you just joined us. Um, so far we just basically talked about the opening promo and the first match. Uh Now I'm on and the backstage promo, that first backstage promo with Roman, Jay, and Jimmy. Um right now I'm explaining what's going on with Nia Jax. No, we cannot hear you. You got yourself muted. Yeah. Anyway. So Nia, as I was saying, there's something was going on with Tiffany, and I guess that was explained here. So we see Nia Jax in the office with Nick Aldis, and she's on the phone with Tiffany, and we find out that Tiffany has the what like a flu or yeah, I think she has like the flu or something. And I think what really was I think they was on like most of the people was like doing a how was on doing a tour. Um that's why Randy Orton and then was backstage. I think I want to say I think that backstage moment with I think that backstage moment with Randy Orton was pre-taped because I think him and Tiffany are like actually on tour somewhere else. I don't think they were actually really there in the building. But anyway, it's explained here that Nia Jax doesn't have a partner because Tiffany is quote unquote have the flu, and therefore she needs a tag team partner. Q in out of nowhere, Candice LeRae and oh my god, I haven't said that name in so long. I can Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell show up, and they said, I kind of overhear that you need a partner because she said something about the match is called off since she don't have a partner. But Nick Aldis was like, "Oh no, no, you definitely got a partner. The match is not called off. You just need to find another partner." That's when Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell show up, and they basically Candice LeRae volunteers to be uh the Naya's partner, which Naya did objected to, but then was like, you know what, whatever. Um, you better hold up your end of the bargain, or what I do to you won't take even 3 minutes. And I'm like, whoa, okay. She basically, but she says, you don't hold up your end, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. But glad to see Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae get some screen time other than being on speed. But then again, the speed is not really relevant in my opinion. But I know this is the highlight of Shay's night. We get to the second match of the night, which is Piper Niven versus Last Legend. And from the pictures that Shay sent us, she got a wonderful picture with the lovely Bianca Belair. I mentioned that because Bianca Belair and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill was sitting ringside to watch this match. Um, and man, I would have loved to have a picture taken with Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill or both. But this was a good match actually. This was the true test. I like this match because this was a true test since they kind of like screwed the pooch last week with Last Legend and Jakara by only giving them like I think it was like a 2 minute match. Um, this was pretty good for the fact that we got to see Last Legend still on the main roster competing and in a match that actually went longer. I think this match was like 8 to 10 minutes. They had a pretty good decent length, and Last Legend did not disappoint. She was good. She was a powerhouse. Piper Niven definitely put her over very well. Kudos to Piper Niven. It's hard when you haven't had your moment for real, and now you got to put somebody else new over while still waiting for your moment to shine for real. But it's coming, Piper. It's coming. But kudos to you for putting Lash over like that because you really helped make her look good. Y'all had some good spots. I like that y'all play well into her being like one of them tall, big show Undertaker Kane characters. She even tried to go for a choke slam like I think twice. And but yeah, shenanigans abound with Jakar and Chelsea Green was also there. Um I think what Jakara took out Chelsea Green. Yeah, she took out Chelsea Green. Um but the match was good. The match was good with Last Legend getting the victory over a game Piper Niven. And like I said, didn't know this was going to be on the card. I didn't know they was going to keep Last Legend and Jakara
I'm back.
on. Oh, you back?
Yeah,
I
my
didn't know
my.
they was going to keep Piper Last Legend and Jakara on the main roster. So
That's
I'm
what I
starting
said.
to think this is like a soft call up if you want to put it that way. It's like I want to say soft call up because I don't know if this is a full call up because they did do Kevin Owens and they did do Carmelo Hayes like this where they was having matches on both NXT and SmackDown. Because I remember when they did that to Carmelo Hayes recently,
Hmm.
Shawn Michaels was like he'll have to do both shows if they want him on SmackDown. So he was basically having matches on SmackDown and he was having matches on NXT
NXT.
until he was officially called up in the draft. So I'm thinking they doing Jakara and Lash the same way, where they're gonna have matches on both shows up until that next draft. Which, in my opinion, if that is the case, then I think that next draft is coming in January when Raw go to Netflix. Because that's how it was for Carmelo. Carmelo was on both shows, and the draft was right around the corner. to where he went from both shows to just SmackDown. But I might be. I think it would. I think I wouldn't be wrong to say that this might be a little bit too soon though for Last Legend and Jakara. Because I don't think they really done anything in NXT yet to be before they. Now I think they need to cook more in NXT. I could be wrong because if I don't want it to be rushed, and I say that because of Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa didn't really get to do a much in NXT before they brought him up to the main roster to be part of the Bloodline storyline. And I feel like he should have stayed in NXT just a little bit more. Maybe let him win the North American Championship, or he did win the North American Championship, but let him win the NXT Championship. Let him at least have a solid good year on the on NXT before you move him up to the main roster at least. But that's a different video for a different day. Miss Shay, if you're with us, I know that this was like I said, from your picture, this was a good moment for you. What did you think about that match with Piper Niven and Last Legend?
It actually was a pretty good match from what it displayed. When I was paying attention, but after the Nia Jack, and then at first, hold on, before we talk about that, at first in my head I was like, "Ooh, this is a perfect time for Charlotte to come back." But then right when they walked in, that came out of my head, like that erased completely out of my head. I was like, "Okay, then she's not coming back tonight." But
I don't think she coming back at all this year. They said she not.
really,
Yes, they said
Wait,
she's
who?
really
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Charlotte's not coming back until next year. They said.
Oh dang,
So
that's a
pretty
long
much
time.
I'll say the Royal Rumble is when we're gonna get Charlotte.
Dang, that's a long time from now. But I was thinking, okay, that match was pretty good. And then when I was like, okay, the matches, but this thing, but my mom said, oh, they're probably gonna say that she still stinks. Did they say that on the commentary?
No, they said she got the stink away. She cleaned it. She finally was
Uh,
able to neutralize the stink.
I was
Yeah.
like, my mom said about to tell her she stinks, but that's what I was thinking. But it was pretty cool, and especially when I saw the bouncer kept walking back and forth like the security guard. I'm like, okay, something about to happen. That's when I saw Bianca, and the thing about it is, I didn't see them until somebody said, "Hey, Bianca," and then she waved. They had their head down, walking, like with the security guard, and they went to the front and they sit by a lady, and I was like, oh my gosh, the match is over. I need to get an autograph. So I was like, okay, let me just do it, right? So I got my phone to my mom, take the picture, right? My mom's sitting there fiddling with the phone. I said, Mom, get it together. Bianca is coming. We need to take this picture. I said, hey, Bianca, can I take a picture? She said, yeah, you're fine. Let's take a picture. And then
Oh
the bouncer
wow.
was like, come on, we got to go. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, no, let me take this picture first. And she took the picture with me. And Jay was taking a picture with somebody else down on, like, when you about to leave out to go to the bathroom. I'm like, now,
Right.
sir, you was rushing me for nothing. But yeah, the match was pretty
Wow.
good, though. Yeah.
That's how
That
they.
that that's pretty surprising.
That's how they
Oh, that they
do.
took a picture?
That's how they do. When like the superstars come and sit ringside, they only sit there for that one particular segment to sell a story. Then they leave. I
Yeah.
think that's how they did Stephanie at as SummerSlam because she was there at SummerSlam, but I think she left after they sold her on TV.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think so, too.
But yeah, that's pretty much how they do that on those type of storyline type deals. They'll come out there and sit for that whole segment, then they'll leave. Unless you like the legends. I think the legends and stuff when they show up, I think they actually do stay for the whole show in their seats. But
Yeah,
Chris.
like Gold. Yeah, just like Goldberg when he hopped that barricade. But anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell me what you thought about this match with Last Legend and Piper Niven.
I thought the match was actually pretty good. Last Legend was definitely, definitely showing out. And when I seen her and Jakar Jackson, let's say from last week, I was like, okay, they doing pretty good. And of course, you had Chelsea Green them interfering in the match, so it kind of cut it short from last week. So this week right here, I can definitely say that Last Legend did put on put on a good match. I would have to say the least. And I'm wondering, like you were saying earlier, if she's like officially on the main roster now. Because I believe they are, simply because they're like officially SmackDown superstars. Because what I'm thinking is you have a lot of ladies on NXT now. You got some of them coming up from the NXT level up thing. You got some of
Mm-hmm.
them. You got some of them that are that come from that little what is it? What's that little show thing? It's not level up. It's another one that they got as well. I can't remember the name of it, but
You're
they had
not
like
talking
four.
about speed, right? You talking about something else
No,
other than speed.
no, it's like one of them shows. I think Jeff told me about it. Actually, shouts out to Jeff, by the way, y'all.
Yeah.
Um, it was like on a Roku thingy or something. It'll come to me later and I'll mention it. But anyways, though, so when you have all that, have like all those women on your roster, um, I just feel like Last Legend been there for like maybe like a year and some months, I would say.
Oh yeah,
So
they've been on NXT for a year. They just really haven't done anything.
yeah, they haven't done anything because they were always with Mensa and the other boy. We haven't seen him, on NXT in a while, and so
What they call MetaQuest or something like that.
Metaphor.
Metaphor. Okay.
And so now, or Mensa, he's pretty much on his own now. So, I mean, they're not really Metaphor anymore. Now they're called like the Meta Girls, as we heard from last week. So, I definitely think we're going to get another tag team title shot with Jade and Bianca versus the Meta Girls. So, can't wait to see it. So, I'm hoping. Wait, where do y'all think they're going to do this at? Would they do it at Well, I don't think they'll do it at Crown Jewel, which I
No,
hope they
no,
don't. Because
no.
how
They
mu-
probably not gonna do that crown jewel. I mean,
you s-
anything can happen between now and then, but I would think it would be safe to assume this would be like a it will happen on Monday Night Raw, NXT, or SmackDown.
I really want them to try to definitely build it up for definitely build it up, kind of like for Survivor Series. I want to say, but I don't think they'll go that long because that's
No,
like at the end of the month. So
no, because
it'll be in the coming weeks.
it'll be, yeah, it's upcoming because it's a reason why Bianca and Jay was there. So it's coming. It's coming. I think this is probably. I would say I wouldn't get my highest hopes up about like a good, actual true build up, but this is probably the best build up I ever seen for a women's tag team. Championship potential match and potential rivalry. So I guess
Right.
that's a win there. In the sense
I
that's a
mean, I
win.
mean, uh, I mean, also Last Legend and Jakar Jackson. I'm thinking they're going to have a match against, Damage Control as well,
Oh
um,
yeah.
due to what happened this past Monday. So there'll be another match before they can get that title opportunity from Jada and Bianca.
Right, because I think currently they don't have a number one contender now after they beat Damage Control, right? I don't think they don't have a number one contender.
Right.
So
So it could be like a triple threat women's tag team thing or a fatal four way women's tag team thing or something like that. But yeah. But
um
it was good.
okay. Again, like I said, I think Last Legend and Jakara are basically on a soft call up, if you will. I think they are called up to the main roster, but I think Sean is doing like he did Carmelo, where they both gonna be on SmackDown and NXT
Double pay.
until until they do the draft, which is also been rumored to happen in January once Raw goes to Netflix. Was going to be getting the draft in soon. We've pretty much the last time we heard about it, it was that it's going to be before the Royal Rumble. The draft is going to happen before the Royal Rumble because the Royal Rumble
Okay.
takes place in February, and they were saying
Coach.
the rumor was saying that the draft was in January and not February.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
that's I mean that's all speculation. Nothing has been confirmed or anything at this point.
Would be interesting.
Um, but I do like that you mentioned something about the whole the women's division, how they could go from they could take people from level up to fill up the women's division for NXT. We got a lot of women that we could use if we get these mid card titles. That's what I meant by WWE has a plethora of women they could build a division around, and they could even bring in newer people. And we pretty much gonna get you know Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry next year. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I
and,
don't.
and then and then we're
I have
also
no, go ahead.
no. I was gonna say, I know for sure we're definitely gonna get the call up for uh dang, what's those ladies' name? It's three of them. God dang. Um,
You talking the spin off of Toxic Attraction?
yes, whatever their names are.
JC Jane and I forgot the other two girls' names, but
Fallon Henley,
Fallon
and something
Henley.
else.
Yeah. But I know
Yeah,
JC Jane because she was with Mandy Rose and now.
yeah, that was
I
like she's been there
I
for a
would think we were
hot
gonna.
minute, like
I think we was gonna.
two,
I
three
think we'll get
years.
the. Oh yeah, I think we gonna get the
Yeah,
call up for Gigi Dolan too.
yeah. Even though she haven't been on TV like that, but
I think she
um,
out. Ain't she injured currently?
I think so.
Yeah, I
I
think
know,
she's
I know.
injured.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah,
go back and look it up, but I believe she's one of the she's one of the NXT stars that's injured. That's why she's not on there. Cause I think the dude that be with Last Legend and Metaphor, I think he's injured too. That's why they like kind of split. Like I think he's
yeah,
also injured.
yeah. He's been around for a hot little minute because he was on that 205 live thing.
Mm. Okay, so after Last Legend, in her match, we get I'm about to say Randy Orton. We get Roman Reigns and Jimmy backstage. This time, you see a pondering Roman Reigns, and then you see Jimmy trying his best wise man impression. He was like, "What are you doing? Why are you sitting there? You're not the wise man. Why are you sitting there?" I was like, "Man, I'm just trying to be the wise man." He was like, "No, you're not the wise man." And Jimmy and them start talking about Roman basically needing to talk to Jay. It seemed like Jay would be on board to Jimmy if Roman could convince, and make amends with him. But Roman said, we already tried it away. We tried. You see what he said? You see what he said to me? So he said, we tried it your way. Now we're going to do it my way. And he said, I'm going to fix this. And he said, with all due respect, how in the hell are you going to fix this? And he said, I'm going to fix this by acknowledging Solo Sokola. And so that sets up for later on tonight. Um, then it's an interesting one because uh I saw this on YouTube, but what I'm getting at is the next segment we get is Cody Rhodes coming out to talk about Gunther and the Crown Jewel Championship. And I saw on YouTube because it's a video this segment on YouTube, and in the comments somebody said um Cody Rhodes promos are boring. And I know I've seen that a lot where people saying that his promos are boring and stuff. I guess because they people are saying they're always the same. They like I guess just him always doing rah, goody two shoe. He always talking about the same thing. I guess he don't have no edge to him. No, it's never edgy. It's never like it seem like he's upset. And I'm like, well, you gotta remember we is in Crown Jewel season. So he really can't focus on Kevin Owens right now because of that. But anywho, so I know Shay was getting a kick out of Cody Rhodes pyros. But Cody Rhodes basically comes out and he talks about Crown Jewel and why he would be the first ever Crown Jewel champion. He get the crowd hyped by before he talks about that by welcoming making sure they can hear the people up in the high seats, up in the mid seats. He wanted to get the crowd into it. So then he talks about that. It says that he's going to be the champion, not because of his own pedigree, not because of what he went through. He even talked about having the John Cena schedule, and I'm like, well,
Boring.
that, huh?
Boring. I,
uh, which
you
I mean,
just
I'm not shocked that he said he wanted the John Cena schedule. I think they pretty much gave him the John Cena schedule.
he was
That wasn't nothing shocking to me because I'm
he
like,
was
well,
boring me.
I kind of
Thought
figured
somebody
that,
was coming out.
huh?
He bored me. I thought somebody was coming out. I was like maybe Gunther show up, maybe Randy shows up or something during the little thing,
No,
but
I think
we didn't
I
get it.
said this earlier. I don't think Randy or Tiffany was in the building due to the fact
I
that
I know Tiffany. Yeah, I knew Tiffany wasn't. Yeah, I knew Tiffany wasn't because we got that later on in the show.
yeah, but also you, if you remember, he sent the message to Kevin Owens and they was on tour, and I think I think that segment with Nick Aldis, and we'll get to that in a moment because that happens after in a little bit. With Nick, that segment with Randy Orton and Nick Aldis, I think that was pre-taped because I
Yeah.
don't think Randy Orton was in the building at all because he's currently on tour with Tiffany. I think that's why the whole excuse with Tiffany being not being there with her being sick, where in actuality they both is on tour because they both got videos circulating now with them being on tour with Tiffany tearing up a dude's poster that was asking her
Oh
to
yeah.
marry
To marry her.
and to marry him, and she was like, "Nope, I got a boyfriend." I'm like, "Yeah, Ludwig Kaiser about to come kick your butt, dude. You trying to take his girl?" Say beer, what's up, man? Um, but yeah, Cody Rhodes was basically just talking about why he's going to be there because he said when his bones turns to dust, and I'm like, boring or not, that was a good part of that speech though because I like that part. He said when his bones turns to dust, his daughter would know who name that's synonymous with that title, and then when she realized she also know the name that was given to her would mean something would mean that nothing is given is earned or something like that. I forgot what he said at that point, but it was something to those lines like that. It's about basically making his name mean making the role's name mean something. Which it already does, but I guess means something for her. Um and then he did invite Gunther. He did say he wanted to invite Gunther to next week's SmackDown so he could look the champ in the eyes. He wanted to know why. He said he gave that was him giving his reason why he think he's gonna win, but he wants to know why Gunther thinks he's gonna win. And he wanted to look him in the eyes and say, what do you want to talk about? Then I guess I'll put these two together since they kind of go together. Um I will say the Randy Orton part for afterwards, but Kevin Owens, they will play a video of Kevin Owens, which really didn't do anything. Like, if anything, I kind of was disappointed with Kevin Owens promo because mostly was talking about Randy, and I get that they probably didn't want to get too much into Cody and Kevin Owens, so they probably just mainly talked about Randy because he only said that he talked about like the disrespect that he had, and Kevin Owens in story released this on Twitter early because he said he didn't trust WWE to release it, but WWE ended up did play the clip on SmackDown. Um, and they were talking about he was talking about how he's been disrespected. He's been in WWE for 10 years, and he's been disrespected a little bit over those 10 years. Um, say beer. We're gonna have to have a wrestling match, my brother. We're gonna have to have a wrestling match, my brother. But yeah, so I would never ever do anything for Sexy Red. God, I hate that woman. Um, well, I don't hate sex. I don't hate. I hate the artist that calls herself Sexy Red. Sexy Red, the person or whatever her real name is, she probably a cool, decent woman. I just hate her persona. I should say if that makes sense. I hate her persona. Um, but yeah, Kevin Owens says he's been disrespected. Um, and that he said he felt disrespected by them telling him he couldn't be on the show because of what he did at Bad Blood when he attacked Cody Rhodes by the bus. And then if you notice, he kind of got upset by afterwards because when he re-mentioned that, the next time he says it, he says, instead of saying Cody, attacking Cody Rhodes by the bus, he said for dropping a golden boy by a stupid bus. Um, but he said he could get over that. He could get past all that. What he can't get past is Randy Orton hitting him and choosing sides, I guess. And he said everybody talks about, oh, Kevin Owens always betrays the people closer to him. He said, oh, fine, whatever. You want to think that, think that. He said, I would have never done that to Randy Orton, but for him to do that to him, to pick Cody Rhodes over him, he said he don't think he could get past that. And he don't think he could even come back to the WWE because of it. So, with that being said, Shay, I'm always coming to you since you was there live. First, what did you think about Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens promos?
Cody Rhodes promo was good. He got a big pop, though. I'm not gonna lie. They popped for him or whatever like that. That was cool. But KO, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. They was booing KO the whole time he was talking. They was booing him the whole time.
Mm.
Literally. Like I heard pieces of it, but I had to go back and watch it and it was okay. But we all know like we don't want them to focus on Cody. That's good. Focus on the Randy part first, then focus on, the Cody after, everything's over with.
Yeah, I do. I think that's like the best way to do it since you got Gunther and since you can't really execute Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens at the moment. Since you got to focus on Gunther and Cody Rhodes, I guess you just have Randy Orton and they'll take the spot um for now until he can get the Cody Rhodes. But we will get to that revelation in a minute. Um Chris, what did you think of the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens promo? Is you with me, Chris? I don't think Chris is with us. Okay. We're gonna move on then. But no, she is, yeah. No, yeah, she, like I said, she's a cool person, but I just don't like her music and her persona. Her her persona to me is like the stereotypical what people think of ghetto black people, especially ghetto black women. Like her, that's why I don't like her persona. Her persona plays into that stereotype, and not all black people are like that. So that's why I say that. I have a question. After Kevin's rant was to draw more heat, or did they purposely ruin those girls' debut entrance? Um, are you talking about last week, or are you talking about his promo that he just did yesterday, or was you talking about last week? Um, but as I wait on your answer, we do get the Randy Orton, right? Oh, last week. No, I think last before I get the Randy Orton to answer your question, I think last week was basically how I put this. I think it was just meant to be like a chaotic thing because Kevin, you know how Kevin Owens is. Kevin Owens is the rebellious Stone Cold type, right? So you really can't tell him not to come somewhere because he's gonna do it anyway. And they told him not to come to the show, and he didn't. I guess he was supposed to be upset that everybody's upset with him for what he did at Bad Blood. So it was kind of chaotic, and they wanted to fit that segment in with him and Kevin
Right.
Owens going at each other. And of course, they had, I think it was poor judgment to do it in the middle of Last Legends and their debut match on SmackDown. But that's why we got this beautiful match this week because they, for the 2 minutes, they did good for the 2 minutes that they had last week. And that's why we getting them again this week. But I think last week was just a combination of trying to tell a chaotic story and poor judgment on booking, in my opinion. Oh no, it definitely was lame. It was lame to do that to them because I mean they kind of got their whole entrance, but they didn't get to do they didn't get to do like whatever they do part of their entrance where they get into the ring and stuff. They kind of got cut off at the once they got toward at the end of the ramp about to get into the ring, but yeah, that was lame to do that nonetheless. But like I said, combination of trying to tell a story within a 2 hour show, a curse and a blessing of having a 2 hour show, trying to tell a story and
Mm-hmm.
then trying to fit a chaotic storyline within a 2 hour show where you had already had all this stuff planned, but you didn't realize where we're gonna put Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens.
Right.
But back speaking of which, um Randy Orton, he um he showed up to Nick Aldis and demand a match with Kevin Owens, right? He won a match with KO, and he won the match at Crown Jewel. And he said that Nick Aldis is trying to tell Randy, I should say, that he cannot get that match, but Randy will cut him off. And be like, no, you don't understand. I need to get my hands on him. And he's like, I'm trying to explain to you, it's not that I can't give you the match. I would love to give you the match. And he said, it's not that I won't. I mean, it's that I can't because the orders are coming from the higher up. And he was just like, huh. Well, I guess I need to know. I guess I know who I need to go talk to then. And of course, they was alluding to Triple H.
Mm.
And then we get the third match of the night, which is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus Los Garza and the debuting Motor City Machine Guns. I know you love Austin Theory's entrance, Shay, when he did his thing and Pyro went off and probably scared the holy heck out of you. Um,
Yes, surely did.
um, you know what I'm gonna reveal to you. Uh, the sound don't actually come from their pyro area. I noticed it at SummerSlam. It's a small area in the upper in the, like almost by like the upper cheap seat areas. It's a small little
Mm-hmm.
area where there's like it's like a little hole where the pyro comes from. They actually do the sound of the pyro. They sound of the pyro and the pyro itself comes from both the entrance and up there, so to give the acoustic effects of it being all around the arena. So that's my little hint to everybody why it sounds like the pyro be so loud and rumble. It's like a little cannon that they keep in like in a certain area of the arena in the upper part of the arena that blast off when people do their pyros. I only noticed it because when Cody Rhodes and them did their entrance at SummerSlam, it was smoke coming from two different areas. I'm like, why is it smoke coming from my left side in the upper atmosphere? While it's also smoke coming from down there where they doing the pyro at? And I looked over and I saw the little cannon sticking out the wall. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I noticed when Rhea came out, I looked at it. So I'm like, man, I'm about to check this out. When Rhea did her entrance, and I looked at it, I see the smoke and the bomb and the explosion coming from there. I'm like, oh, they do it all the way around, not just from the entrance, but they do it all the way around the building. I'm like, that's cool. But getting back on track here, um, this was a good match for Motor City Machine Guns. And you could tell that was the purpose of this match. They wanted to really put Motor City Machine Guns over. They let not to say Austin Theory or A Town Down Under and Lost Garza didn't get their time to shine. They got some time to shine too, but they was mainly there to put over Motor City Machine Guns. And if you paid attention, they was giving Motor City Machine Guns some serious chops. That was that little welcome to the big leagues chops. They was giving them
Yep.
some serious shots. They was letting them know you made it there. All right, we about to initiate you the only way WWE knows how by giving you some stiff shots.
Yep.
They said it took them forever to go to WWE. Yeah, yeah, it took them. People been wanting them in WWE for a long time. But it was like I said, it was a good match. I was impressed with Motor City Machine Guns. This was actually as I knew of them, but this was the first time I actually seen them wrestle, and I was not disappointed. I was impressed with them, and they would be the winners, and they will face DIY next week to determine who will face the Bloodline.
Let's
Um,
go.
I just hope they not doing the shiny new toy. Uh, if for all of us grown folks who've seen Toy Story, if you remember how when Buzz Lightyear was in the picture, he was like the shiny new toy that was getting played with more than the regular toys that was there and got Woody jealous. I hope
Right.
they wouldn't. I hope they're not doing that with Motor City Machine Guns, where people like Grayson Waller and Austin Theory and Lost Garza are going to get on a back burn to basically push this new tag team. Like, cause not saying I don't want to see them be tag team champions, but I would love for them to at least kind of work their way towards it instead of just being handed to all off the rip. But WWE is going to WWE. But
Right.
Shay, what did you think?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. That entrance in Romans and Cody's, I needed a heart monitor after I left there because it was just coming out of nowhere, like, like I felt like I was in the army or something. Like it was a lot though. But other than that, it was a good match. I know that the Motor Machine Guns was going to win, but I like how they were still competing, really good.
Right,
So
right.
I did like that one.
Yeah, I did too. That was what I liked the most. They still made them compete, even though you
Yeah.
could tell they might have been coming out the winners. I did the thing I didn't like though was like, why did you instead just showed it? Why didn't you show it on TV? Why is like an hour, 2 hours before the show came on, we get the YouTube channel, the WWE YouTube channel, upload a video of them being signing their contracts and stuff. I'm like,
Right.
you kind of could have saved it for the Smackdown, but you pretty much sold everybody that was going to be there. And I guess that's just I think, and I get the business aspect of it. I don't get the storyline or the other aspect that part of it, but I get the business aspect because by the time you got to the arena, oh, let me go buy that Motor City Machine Guns T-shirt they're all selling now. So I
forty
get that
dollars.
part, huh?
No, not for $40. You can go on the website and get that.
Now you see what
No.
I meant by you.
Yep.
I think you should go on their website and buy their stuff instead of doing it at the concessions. The concession gonna charge you a little bit more.
Yep. 40, 20 extra, 25 extra dollars. No,
25
get it
extra
online.
dollars.
Yeah, no.
No, I tell everybody this. Everybody who's watching this, do not. I think the only time I brought something for their concession stand is this title belt that's on my shoulder. That's the only time I actually brought something from a concession. And the thing was, this was like the same price it was online. It wasn't more expensive or nothing. It's like for something online, and this was for something at the arena. Now they don't do it like that. Now this same belt is going to be more at the arena, but cheaper if you go to their website, the Dirty Shop, or whatever, or Fanatics, or whatever they're doing now. But that's a little tidbit for you. I don't, Chris, you back yet? Or do we still got to keep moving on without you? All right, he's not back. But yeah, Motor City Machine Guns will get the victory here, like I said before. Then we get Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, and we hyping them up for their what's they game 7, if you will, their matches and stuff like that. I'm like, not the one thing and I think we said this before, after you do this game 7 match, you really can't do that again too soon. Because those are type of matches you only can pull off every
Right.
once in a while. If you start doing that like often, it's gonna lose this factor to it. It's gonna lose this little fun factor to it is we're gonna keep seeing people go against each other 7 times in a row. But I say
That's
if
true.
you're gonna do this again, wait until about around this time next year. If you're gonna have somebody do 7 matches with each other, don't do it so often. But for right now, I did like the little promo. They was backstage. They was getting ready to. I think what Carmelo started the fight by saying, "Anybody want to hear you talk?" And then they got into a brawl and will fight each other and had to be pulled apart. Um, but he did. Nick always did make it official for next week that about that match, and I will get to that in a moment. I forgot that was not in this promo when he made it official. But we would get to the fourth match of the night, which is Naomi and Bailey versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae with Indy Hartwell at ringside. How did you like Naomi's entrance? Uh,
I was coming back from the bathroom. Well, right when I sat down, it was like feel the glow, and yeah, it went green. That jump, they went lit for that. Like they like that. It was pretty well, but they was going lit when Carmelo and them was fighting, and then LA Knight was talking. That jump was so funny. But yeah, Naomi was lit. Bailey was but Naomi, yeah, was definitely lit.
role model. Uh, but the match itself was good. It was actually, you know what? It was surprisingly good, and it was surprising who won. I would, even if I would have said this team was to win, I didn't think this person was going to get the win. So I'm guessing this is a start of a soft push, but I'm gonna get to that in a moment. So the match itself was pretty good. Naomi and Bailey was good. I actually like that spot where she stood on Naomi stood on Nia Jax's back and was basically twerking. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh man, man, get your big butt off my back. I know I might be big, but that's still a lot of stuff on my back, man. But I did like the match. They all work well with each other. Um you could really, you know what? You could really tell that Dudley's listen to a certain degree, and then like putting Bailey on the back burner. I really think Bailey is going on the back burner, and they're starting to elevate newer people to be
Hmm.
in this feud, because you could tell Naomi and Nia was the center of this match. Bailey and
Right.
Bailey really wasn't, Candice really wasn't up until that ending. But for the most part, it's like it was mainly just a focus on Nia and Naomi. But then, of course, Candice LeRae factor, she was cool. I think she got mostly worked over throughout the match, but she did get some offense in, but she was mostly getting worked over. But the critical thing here was the ending, where Candice LeRae pinned Bailey to get the win.
Yep.
They actually let Candice LeRae pin a multi-time world champion for the females. I'm just like, all right, okay, that I didn't see that one coming. If anything, I thought either Naomi was gonna pin Candice or Nia again, or Nia was gonna pin either Bailey or Naomi. I didn't never thought Candice was gonna get the pinfall here, but she did. She did. So I'm like, okay, well, you either could run with this and keep pushing and giving her this soft push, or you could flounder by not having her on TV for months again. But
Right.
anyway, overall solid match. Glad to see Candice and Indy Hartwell on TV. And yeah, Nia Jax and Candice already got the victory. So with that being said, Shay, what did you think of the match since you got to watch it live?
Well, I kind of expected them they were going to win because you know that Candice LeRae is a dirty player. She do dirty little things. So
Yeah.
I really thought Candice was going to, do something dirty, but no. Indy Hartwell, like, girl, what did you start doing that? Like, I knew that was going to happen though, but I'm kind of happy they got a win because they haven't been on TV in months. Like, they haven't been on TV in a minute. So
Yeah,
they
it
needed
really
that one for
haven't.
themselves. Definitely that. They went crazy though. But Nia was looking at her like, girl, you pinned her? Like,
Yeah,
Nia was thinking she lost.
right. They thought they lost, and then she couldn't believe that they won, and that
Yeah.
she pinned Bailey. So I'm
And
like I
then
said,
when the
I,
lights had kind of cut off a little bit when they went on commercial break, Naya, not Naya, Naomi was banging her like hands like on the ring. So I guess she was mad that she lost. So what's coming? The heel turn is coming.
oh, you talking about after they lost? She would look like she was upset.
Yeah, like she was banging her hands, like like when you hit your hand on like on a ring.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she
that's what she
like
was
in
doing.
frustration, like God dang it, like
Yeah.
okay, so I get you. Well, yeah, it's coming, it's coming. Um, yeah, Chris not back yet. So we got the backstage promo with Nick Aldis. This is where I was getting to earlier. I was jumping ahead of myself. He announced that Andrade and Carmelo Hayes will fight next week. He said he's separating them because we're not about to have them fighting backstage. Now they're going to do it in the ring. And not only that, I'm like, and he announced that this match was going to have a special guest referee. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
um, it's good, but that's not where this special guest referee thing out. Because this will be the third match in like the last so months that we have special guest referees. We don't need to keep having special guest referee matches because I want
Mhm.
it to be unique. I don't want this to be a thing just we keep repeatedly doing because then it's gonna lose its wow factor. So I think what we had this would be LA Knight, then we had CM Punk, and then before CM Punk we had we had somebody else that was the special guest referee before CM Punk. CM Punk was the second person to be a special guest referee, and then it was LA Knight would be the third. I forgot who was the first, but
Mhm.
um it was somebody that was it was for the match. Can't remember, but yeah, I don't want them to keep reusing this, but yeah, that was announced. LA Knight was announced as the special guest referee. He said that he's gonna call it right down the middle, but you think you're gonna get a shot at you think you win in Mexico, give you a shot at my title, but nah. He said it's gonna be a shot. He said all you're gonna do is lose your aspiration. Your aspirations of being United States champion is gonna go up in smoke. Um, and then he didn't do the whole LA Knight, but he did say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get to what Shay was talking about earlier, Roman Reigns coming out to confront Solo. I bet you them Roman's pyro was just like, good God.
Doom, doom,
Doom.
I'm like,
And
oh my
then yeah, then
god.
he do it a second time. It's like, golly, man.
Oh
Yo,
god.
ego much?
Yeah. And then they did it again when he got in the ring. I'm like, oh my
Right.
god.
That's what I'm saying. They do it the second time when he get in the ring. But he got in the ring and he said maybe for what might be the last time, he told South Carolina to
And now,
acknowledge him. And then that would bring out Solo Sokoa, who Chris and them when we were talking about last night was like he came out ready for a match. I'm like, and I keep telling people when they do that, like Shay showed us, it was a dark match that happened. It was a actual another match that happened after this, but that was not televised. But I will after I get done talking about this, I will tell you what match it was. For what Shay showed us. Um but Roman Reigns will come out. I mean, Solo will come out, and Roman says he wants to fix this, right? He wants to make this right. Cause he said you told Jay earlier that the family was stronger now because of what he did. The bloodline is stronger because of what he did. But he said no, we're just divided. We're more divided than ever. You went out and got Solo, Tom and Tony and Jacob Fatu on them like He said, "We're more divided. If you we really like, how do I fix this? What do I need to do to fix this?" I told my dad that I was going to fix this. Like, how do I fix this? And Solo would laugh and say, "Fix this. It's simple. You want a simple fix? All you got to do is acknowledge me." And you saw Roman, he just hesitated. But then he finally would say, "I acknowledge you." He said, "That makes you happy? I acknowledge you." And he said, "No, that's not good enough." I said, "You need to acknowledge me as your tribal chief." And then Roman hesitates again. He said, "You need to acknowledge me as your tribal chief or else." And then that set Roman off. He was like, "Or else what?" Or else he said, "Or else what?" And Solo was like, "Yep, see, there you go. I knew you wasn't gonna never change. I knew you haven't changed. So I will so have I. I won't never change." And he snaps his fingers, and out comes and this was funny. I want to see as people call it, but out comes with Tamatonga and Jacob Fatu, Tama Loa and Jacob Fatu holding and beat up Jimmy. And this time the botch didn't come from Tama Tonga. It came from Jacob Fatu because he didn't get out the way. he didn't get out the way, and they
Nope.
shoved Jimmy's head up his butt. I'm like, oh no! I'm like,
Oh
no!
God.
I'm like, as soon as he felt that he finally stepped to the side, I'm like, and then you can hear them tell Jacob to get to the side. And I'm like, oh no, I'm crying. I could see Jimmy's head go boing. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, bro, you just put my face in my cousin's butt, man. But I was just sitting here dying. I'm like, no, not Jacob. Dang it, Jacob. We don't need you botching. But yeah, so this would start a brawl with Roman and Solo to where Roman held his own for the most part. But the numbers game would
Mhm.
get to him and they would hit him with not one but two Samoan spikes and they would stand tall to end the show as a beaten down for the second week in a row, I think. This is the second week in a row Roman Reigns have been beaten down by the bloodline. But the difference here is we finally have a believable looking Solo. Solo actually looked it good and
Right.
believable this time around with this beat down for the first time, other than them just beating them down and just like, oh well, it is what it is. Jacob outshine them. Now I'm actually like, okay, he looked it good. They finally got him looking strong. Better late than never, I guess.
Right.
But again, Shay, what did you think about that?
I don't know. They cooked this one. I'm sorry. Triple H, y'all cooked this because when Solo got in that ring and he started telling Solo, like, we was family, blah, blah, blah. We is family, but we divided. Like, all those type of thing, acknowledge me, and they was booing Solo down. When I tell you, they were flipping him off in the ring. Like, it's videos on it on TikTok. I'm going to share it with y'all later in the group chat. But yeah, they was flipping him off, and then Solo was just looking, and it was a lot of stuff going on there. Especially at the end of the match, a lot of stuff was going on. But yeah, that was a good promo. Now I'm starting to believe Solo, like, my group is better than your group a little bit, but Roman don't have all his pieces yet. But right when Sammy and Jay and all of them come, then it's gonna look, more like, okay, Roman got this, or whatever like that. But it do look more believable on Solo's part than Roman. Roman got me
Right.
down real bad.
And you know what? That's what we want for because this is supposed to be Roman's, downfall. So we want him to look weak at least for now. Cause he's gotta this time he's had to rebuild himself, not only back up now as a baby face instead of what he was, because we want him to rebuild himself as a baby face and make amends with the people that he wronged. And you can see here he's struggling to actually be nice and be the good Roman. He kind of, you can see he's fighting against that nature of what he was for the last 4 years, and he can't even really give Jay a true apology.
Right.
But that, yeah, I did like it. It was, I like how they made him look strong. For like I said too, uh, yeah, yeah, Roman's retribution. Um, I would like to say that the dark match. That's what I was about to get to. So the dark match. This is the reason why Solo came out dressed in the gear. It looked like he was going up against, from your video, Shay, Sammy and I want to say Kofi, or it
Yeah,
looked like the
the
New
New
Day was
Day.
there.
Yeah, the New Day and Sammy versus who was that? Oh, the Judgment Day, Carlito, Finn Balor, and who was the other person? I can't remember. That was a good match.
I mean, you didn't. Yeah, I didn't get the. I just could tell. I saw the video that you had where Sammy came out, so I'm assuming it was Sammy and the New Day had teamed up to go up against Solo and I guess you said the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Carlito.
Yeah, Solo would fight Cody. Solo fight Cody, and then they did the speed match at the beginning, and
Oh,
then they
okay.
did
They did a speed match at the
yeah,
beginning, and you said
Oh, okay.
and they did Baron Corbin versus what's his face? The one that was in Imperium, Giovanni Vinci. Yeah, they did
Oh,
that.
okay.
Those two earlier.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we got to see it. So you got to see a lot of matches that wasn't just on that was just on the TV, but before the show started and after the show ended.
Yeah, that was cool. Two before, two after.
Oh, okay. So it was Sami Zayn teaming up with the New Day versus the Judgment Day. Then you got to see Cody and Solo fight too after that.
Yes.
So that's why you said you didn't get home until late last night. You was there for another hour or so.
Yeah, I get home till 1 o'clock. I'm tired.
But I think they said they be doing that. They never happened to me when I went to Monday Night Raw. But they said they do that a lot for SmackDown. They're like SmackDown, you will see like matches either before the show or you'll see a couple after the show. Cause like the show went like it's technically not over yet because like they be putting on stuff that happened afterwards.
It was so funny because the security guards they were sitting down watching it. I'm like, so y'all like wrestling? They was sitting. I said, okay, y'all like wrestling, and they was having fun sitting down watching Solo get beat up.
Yeah, I think that was his. Yeah, that's his daughter. But yeah, so I'm like, yeah, Shay got to have some fun. She got to
Yep.
have a picture with Bianca Belair. She got to see
Yes.
Jade Cargill.
Yep. I
You
saw
got
my husband Jay Uso. Yeah.
to, you got to see
I
your
was
husband
missing
Jay.
Randy. Dang.
Got to we got to see all that pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff overall.
Yeah.
But since Shay was there live, what would you give the show since you was there live?
Live,
With
I'll give it
everything
a
you've
10 out of
seen.
10. That's a 10 out of 10. Like, the live is a different experience. Like, it's lit.
That's why I tell people if you're going to go, get front row because the experience there live is so awesome when you front row.
Yep.
When you say she's like a Gerber baby, cuteness everywhere. Yeah, yeah. When you're there live, it's like it's something special, man. Because like you get to interact with the wrestlers, you get to be like how those people was. Those people I don't know if you know, but it was a dude that was sitting next to him, and his wife or his girlfriend was sitting right next to Bianca and Jade. He had like a white hoodie, Shay. He was in your pictures a lot. uh
Oh, wow. Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's how I knew that you was close to being on TV because they kept showing them up real close. But had the camera just went to the right just a little bit, I probably would have caught you on TV.
Yeah, I
Cause
should have
that's what
got
I was
102 instead of 101.
right, and I was just like, oh man, like had that's why I was waiting. I was waiting to catch you on there so I could send you the picture on the chat that you was on TV. But they only got you in aerial view, from the air. But yeah, of course it was gonna be a 10 out of 10 because you had a wonderful experience. I would have given it a 10
Definitely.
out of 10 too. Um, for me, watching it at home, uh, it was a solid 7 out of 10. Nothing bad. I like the little build. I like the tease for what we're gonna get after Crown Jewel. I give Triple H praise on that. He's building Crown Jewel, but also setting the building blocks for Survivor Series afterwards. So I do give him praise on that. I do give him praise on that. So for me,
Yeah.
it was a 7 out of 10. I like Cody's promo. Um, it's crazy how Lash makes Bianca and Jay look small. That's really hard to do. Well, that's because, well, for one, Lash she might not be as muscly defined as Jade and Bianca, but I think in height Lash is actually taller than them. I think in height Lash is like 6 foot. Yeah, I think she comes in at like exactly 6 foot, and I
Yeah,
think
last she was whew, she looked different. Like, oh my gosh, like she looked like the Glamazon, like how Beth Phoenix like buff, like she's big. She was definitely big in person. Bianca, when she walked up to me, she's so tiny. Like she looks so tiny, and Jade looks a little bit more, muscular, more like more bigger built. Jade looks bigger built, but yeah, standing next to Lash. Oh yeah, that's different. To be definitely.
yeah, Lash is taller than both Jade and Bianca. Yeah, like I said, Jade uh is 5'11", and I want to say Bianca is like five. I think Chris says she's like 5'6". I want to say she's like 5'6", 5'7". He said that when he seen her in person, he said she's not that tall as she looked on TV. She only as
Hmm.
tall as like 5'6", maybe 5'7". I think Becky Lynch is like the same height. I think Becky Lynch is like 5'6", 5'7".
You know.
But he said, what did he say? He said she's 6.1 or six even. Yeah, she's something like that. She's either six even or 6.1. But yeah, this was a solid good show for me. It was a 7 out of 10. Um, Shay said it was a 10 out of 10. And of course, because she was there live. But yeah, I want to tell you too. If you one thing about being front row, people, when you're front row, remember this. Whenever you go to a live event, especially if it's a Monday Night Raw or Smackdown or pay-per-view, if you go front row, you're sitting with the security. The security see you pull out your phone. The first thing they're gonna
That's
see is
it.
try to see if you either. They're not gonna tell you to put it down. They're gonna look at your phone to see if you're recording or taking a picture. If they see you taking a picture, they're not gonna mess with you. They're gonna just like for me when they saw me taking a picture, they just said you're taking a picture, right? I'm like, yeah. I just saw them. They was like, okay, cool. Not my fault. Go ahead, enjoy the show. I just want to make sure you're not recording. They're gonna check you for that. But the higher up
Yeah.
you sit, the more chances you can record without being bothered because then there's really no security up high with you when you sit up higher. But when you sit down that floor,
Right.
especially by ringside, oh yeah, there's gonna be security right there. And they're gonna check to see if you recording. That's for anywhere you go. Well,
Them
yeah,
people was going in on that security
Becky
guard.
looks
They was
small, but
mad.
she's not small in height. But yeah, I remember you was complaining about you were saying you didn't like that the security guard was basically tell you not to be recording, but they do that regardless. It's just when you sit on the floor. Like when I went to SummerSlam, ain't nobody telling me not to record because there was no security guard out there. The security is all on the floor. So
Yeah.
when you sit in ringside and you basically sitting right next to them and they won't let you they won't let you record. But I will say this, when I went to Monday Night Raw, the security guard was very nice though, because he was like, because I had to do it before they come out and start the show. So
Hmm.
he let me get to the part where you could actually walk from the crowd to like to the actually by the ring just to take a closer up picture with the ring. But they tell you could do that at least before the show started. But if you do, but you can't. They won't let you do it once the show start. But if the before the show start, they might actually let you get a close up picture with the ring. Not actually stepping up to the ring, but they'll let you get part to the barricade where you can get a close as you can picture with the ring.
Right.
So that is a cool thing too. But that's it. That's all we got. Um, Before we leave, though, special shouts out to Jeff. This was not a glorious day for him, so I will start this. Usually, I start by telling you guys to go subscribe to the Wrestling Pit podcast, but given the fact that shouts out to Shane too, because he also the day before he also didn't have a good day. I'm not gonna air out their business, but just know that it was not a good day for the families of both Shane and Jeff. So shouts out to them. Go subscribe to Jeff's channel, Jeff Wrestling 23. Subscribe, like, share, hit that notification button. Go there, show him some love because the man needs it right now. And same thing for Punch or Shane. Go over his channel, his YouTube channel, No Regrets, and hit the like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button for him as well. Um, because both of them need some love right now. So show them some love, show them some support, because they are not in the best of places right now, as I say. But now get over to the Rest of the Pit podcast and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button if you haven't already, because this is what's bringing you these videos and these unique experiences where we go to these live events. Um, so a little message to you, Shaq. Said congrats on going to Smackdown. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Well, you know that. I got my picture of Bianca. I am set for the next time.
I just didn't know how that anybody kept it together that was sitting next to her or sitting
I
behind
don't
her.
know how either. They was not screaming or nothing. I said, y'all don't see Bianca right there, and
I would
Jade
have been,
looks so
man. I would
good.
have been sweating my butt off. I would have been like, "Oh God, I'm touching Jade. I'm touching her. Oh God, her shoulder is touching my. It's so big. She's
Yeah.
so strong. I dare not do anything because that security guard going to tackle the hell out of me."
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, I don't know, like when I was just watching them the whole time, like she was talking with them, like I guess they was pretending like they were talking and laughing, at the competition. But
hmm
I don't know.
But yeah. So get over to if you haven't already subscribed to the Rest of Pit podcast. Um, Miss Shay, as we always, it says this was her special day. Let me
Yes.
remove this real quick. Uh, there we go. You see her. You see what her name is right there. Know the rules. That's her YouTube channel. Get over there and subscribe, like, share, hit the notification button where she does wrestling videos and sports football videos, I should say. And then you see my name right here, Little Bit Man Gaming. Get over there and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things for me because I do wrestling videos, do gaming videos, I do reaction reviews, I do all that type of stuff on my channel. And then Chris Wrestling Views. Get over to Chris Wrestling Views and hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button because that man's almost to his first YouTube plaque, and we need to run the subscriber so he could get to 100,000 subscribers. And yeah, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Uh, Shay, like again, you're lucky. I wish I could have got a picture with Bianca or Jada both, because man, You know what? I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been so nervous. Cause then, like, I would have been so nervous. I would have been like, "Oh my god!" And then I would have
And
been
she
like, "Oh my."
smelled so good too. I don't know. She smelled good too. Cause I was
Right?
like, she hugged me, like we did a hug. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I see
yeah,
it. I'm like, "Oh my." I'm like, and I'm like, "Oh, she's doing her little long blonde." Like she had, look like she had like semi brown hair this time. She usually she
yeah.
switches back and forth.
It was cute. It was her outfit was cute.
Yeah, they always wearing some cute outfits when they not wrestling. I see that, and I saw Jade has short hair. I'm like, so when she
Yeah,
not
she switched
wrestling,
it up.
she got the short hair when she not
She
wrestling.
had on black leather. I didn't see it until I saw it on Instagram because it was dark in there. You couldn't see exactly what they had on. Bianca
Right,
had on
right.
gold, the shimmer. I was like, okay, Bianca.
I kind of I kind of got I seen it when they was on TV. I'm like, oh, okay, sitting on there looking like Storm. Jade Cargill. She was I ain't gonna lie, she looked intimidating. Like she did not want to mess with her that day. Like she was pissed.
Yeah, I already know the rules. I broke every one of them. Yes, she
Nah.
hugged me. Oh my gosh, I felt
And
like I was about to
you
melt.
know, Bianca look like she'll wear some nice perfume or body stuff. I don't know. I
Yeah,
could
she
tell
got
she
taste.
smelled very. I could tell they both probably smell very nice.
Yes.
But I was just like, oh my god, I probably would have fainted if I would have got a hug from Bianca.
I felt like I was a marshmallow.
You probably would have passed out if it was Jimmy, because if you was over there with Jimmy,
Oh yeah, you know me. I would have
I
passed out.
think
I'm gonna
Jimmy
see my
does.
husband one
I
day.
think he does that. I think he do like give people hugs depending on who it is.
I'm gonna wait till.
I don't think Randy does it though. I don't think Randy does it.
No, I don't think Randy do
I
it.
don't never see
Definitely
Randy do.
Jada.
I don't never see him do anything remotely like that. I mean, he gives people high fives or what stuff, but I don't never see him hug anybody.
Well, he hugged Sexy Red, and I'm like, "How you hug my husband before I hug him?" She hugged Randy, his kids, and his wife. He posted. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like, "Ain't
well,
no
because
way."
because they from St. Louis, so he felt
True,
they
true.
had that connection because I think they said they Sexy Red said they had like a long conversation because they was both from St. Louis, sharing their stories or whatnot. But yeah, we're
That's
gonna get out of here, everybody. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Sabier, they did hug, or she got a hug from Bianca Belair, and she sent us a picture of it. Um, but yeah, she did get a hug with Bianca. She didn't get a chance to get one with Jade though. I think she said
right.
Jade was taking pictures with other people. But
Yes.
but man, but I forgot to say too. You said when they was coming out, they had their head down. They kind of do that so nobody would see them. But it's hard to not. It's hard to hide Bianca and Jade when everybody knows they body type. Ain't nobody
Right.
walking in that crowd built like that, but Bianca and Jade. How you gonna hide
Right.
Jade and she tall with silver hair? There's only one person that's a woman built like that walking in the crowd. I'll be like, I don't care what y'all doing. That's Jade. It's like that's Jade,
That's Jade.
and you could tell it Jade because she's more deaf. She's more muscular built than Bianca. But
Her
man,
back is just so. Oh my gosh! Like
you see,
she.
yeah, you see how her ripped her back looks.
Oh my gosh, she's so ripped. Oh my gosh.
But I can't wait for that heel turn because Jay got. I know they're gonna turn Jay heel because she got that aura about her. Like it seemed like you just be like, man, it seems like you just pretending to be a good person. You really just want to beat the heck out of somebody. But I know it's coming next year. It's coming. But yeah. So we're signing off. Uh, we gave you a little bit. We gave you a review and a little bit of what happens at the live events when you don't see the camera rolling. She got it was only basically for the live audience. It was only like 4 matches plus some promo segments. But she got to see like I want to say like 8 matches. You got to see. You said you got to see like what,
Right.
2 at the beginning and 2 at the end, or was it
Right.
1 at the
Yeah.
beginning? Oh, okay.
Two, the Speed, and then yeah, Braun, Corbin.
Baron Corbin, and then you said it was 2 at the end. So yeah, you
Yeah.
got to see basically like yeah, you got to see that 8 matches. So that was cool. So yeah, Jay is a perfect heel. She really is. Yeah, so
Yeah.
peace out everybody. Make sure you hit those subscribe buttons. Um and we might do a video tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna for sure do one tomorrow, but we might do a video tomorrow, and then we're gonna do. But if we don't do a video tomorrow, we're definitely doing one Tuesday for Monday Night Raw, because Monday Night Raw will not be taped this week. It's actually
Yeah.
live this week. And as again, if anybody's wondering why it was taped last week, it was due to the hurricanes. The
Yeah.
hurricanes kind of messed things up for, because they wasn't sure they was going to be able to get to the next destination, the next where Monday Night Raw was at supposed to be at last Monday. They didn't think they was going to be able to get there, so they pre-taped it just in case. But yeah, that's it. See you guys maybe tomorrow or definitely Tuesday. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Wrestling Pit Podcast, baby.
The Wrestling Pit Podcast.
Yes, sir. We out.